Hi, I'm Shein Shanin and you're watching the HTV Evening Highlights. CIMB Group says second quarter profit plunged 33% year-on-year as regional economies slowed. It expects to do better in the second half of this year as it takes on lesser provisions. Earnings in the 3 months ended June stood at 640 million ringgit. This is mainly due to lower contribution from its overseas branches and exceptional expenses incurred from its restructuring exercise. Revenue was up 12% to 3.8 billion ringgit. Regionally, CIMB is facing a challenging business environment, with contributions from its Indonesian and Thai operations slipping. Group CEO Tengku Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz says the group will strive to attain its targeted ROE amid the tough times.
Because like I said, we are on track in terms of our operating income and operating expenses. But what our concern is, at what level will the provisions be at, especially for Indonesia and to some extent Thailand. But that, again, is dependent on the economic conditions going forward in the next 6 months.
For the quarter under review, CIMB's overseas pre-tax profit contribution stood at 22% compared with 33% a year ago. Meanwhile, RHB Capital has ruled out a merger with AMMB Holdings, saying it would be focusing instead on its restructuring exercise. Both companies had discussed plans for such a deal as far back as 2007, and there have been reports that RHB Cap may revisit the idea. Group MD and CEO Dato' Karusale Ramli says the focus right now is on executing RHB Cap's reframe strategy, which will see a corporate restructuring.
We believe that we can grow on our own at this point of view, right? I think what is key, obviously, is for us to focus on our fundamentals in improving our businesses, right? Because end of the day, the fundamentals are the one that count. As far as M&A is concerned, we will, not close to any opportunity, right? But the opportunity must make sense.
Shareholders at the company's EGM yesterday approved of the group's corporate exercise to be carried out by January. The exercise will involve a rights issue to raise up to 2.5 billion ringgit, distribution and capital repayment by RHB Cap, and the transfer of listing status to RHB Bank. Second quarter earnings at TH Plantations took a major hit from lower CPO prices. Poor weather conditions didn't help either. According to the Tabung Haji subsidiary, the prolonged dry weather in the first 6 months of the year was more damaging to production than expected. The Plantations company says net profit for the quarter slumped 75% to some 5.2 million ringgit. Revenue also declined, down 17% to 110 million ringgit. Its CEO Dato' Zainal Azwar Zainal Aminuddin says 2015 turned out to be a challenging year for plantations industry, especially in palm oil sector. This is because of low commodity prices, stiffer competition from other edible oils, and the weak ringgit, which spells more expensive imported fertilizers, pesticides, and plantation machineries. Despite the headwinds, Zainal is confident that the long-term fundamentals of the industry remain intact and that demand for palm oil will continue to grow. On its part, TH Plantations will be tightening its belts. It has implemented cost-cutting measures throughout its operation. Yesterday, AirAsia X announced that a person in a management position within the company authorized 7 million ringgit in payments to a service provider for fictitious services. The payments were made between 2010 and 2014. My colleague Jonathan Gan got on the phone with the carrier's acting CEO, Benjamin Ismail, earlier today. Here's what Benjamin had to say.
No, it's just a one-off service provider. Basically, it was irregular in the fact that we believe that the provider, the background of the provider didn't fit the profile of a normal, regular provider that we used to work with.
So what service exactly did this service provider provide?
We looked at it. It was a internet research company.
Can you disclose the identity?
No, I can't.
As property prices continue to soar, a group representing Malaysian house buyers is warning of a new generation of homeless families. According to the Malaysian Insider, the HBA, or National House Buyers Association, says it has been telling Putrajaya for many years that property prices have spiraled beyond the reach of majority of Malaysians. It adds that unless the government takes this seriously, an entire homeless generation will emerge, and with them, a plethora of social problems. Currently, the government's answer to soaring home prices has been providing social housing and subsidies to low-income earners. But that hasn't worked, says the association, which adds it was not surprised with the new findings by Khazanah Research Institute. According to the institute, Malaysia's average house prices are more than 4 times the median income of its population. Of all the states, homes in Terengganu are the most severely unaffordable, with median multiple affordability at 5.5. It's followed by Kuala Lumpur, where the median house price is almost double that of other states. Also in the list, Penang and Sabah. Meanwhile, Selangor, the wealthiest state in the country, is in the moderately unaffordable category. The median house price in the state stands at 300,000 ringgit. And that's the end of the Edge TV Evening Highlights. I'm Shein Shanin. Thanks for watching.